Good morning, students. Here we will start chapter 10.2. And today we'll first talk about the notation of factorial and permutation. Let's introduce a new notation, factorial. So factorial is like a notation, okay, like this. So we will get 3 factorial. Actually, what does that mean? It means you start from 3 and then you multiply the number, okay, less than 1. So you multiply by 2 and okay, up until you get 1. So similarly, you get 7 factorial. What does that mean? Then you start from 7 and then you will multiply 6 and then you will multiply 5 and then you will multiply 4 and then 3, 2 and then up to 1. So how about if we want to write 19 factorial? Then do we need to copy, okay, from 19 to 1? And sure, we should not do that, right? Instead, we can write, okay, like this to represent, okay, the missing numbers, okay, between. And then we can get 2 and 1. So in general, okay, actually what's n factorial? Then you start from n, and then n minus 1, and then n minus 2, and then you go to 1. So, is there, okay, you may ask, is there any decimal? So, okay, the answer is, okay, we don't have this. Okay, if that is decimal. Is there any negative number? So that's also no. So here, okay, remember it's very important note. Okay, n must be a positive integer. But actually, you may see from the textbook, okay, to make it consistent, okay, here we introduce one more notation, okay, which is 0 factorial. So just bear in mind in this, okay, case, this is for consistency. So later, okay, after the if you have any questions or you want to know more about this, you may approach your teachers. So now let's try to look at, okay, some quick practice. Okay, here for part A, we get 10 factorial, and then this 5 times 8 factorial. So actually, we can expand this 10 factorial and this 8 factorial. So it becomes 10 times 9 times 8 times 7, and then up to 1. Okay, and then you get 8 times 7, and then times 6, then up to 1. You may notice that actually these two are the same, right? So they can cancel with each other. So answer, you get 90 over 5, so which is 18. So actually, here you can also imagine this. Okay, the numerator is 10 times 9, and then you will get 8 times 7 times, okay, until 1, right? So you can also represent in this way. And then these two, they cancel with each other. So you get the same answer. Okay, so part B, you will get this. If we apply the similar skills here, okay, 19 factorial and 20 factorial, actually you will have this one. Okay, the 19 factorial you can keep it. Okay, 20 factorial you can get 20, and you multiply 19 factorial, right? So these two cancel with each other. And then 5 factorial you can get 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then over 20, right? So 20 here cancel with each other, you get 6 finally. Actually, in calculator, you also can use to find this notation. So if the situations doesn't need you to find the answer without the calculator, you can use the calculator to find it. Okay, the next is talk about the permutation notation. So permutation notation, okay, we get a notation P, and then we have two different numbers, or maybe they're the same sometimes. Okay, maybe if this is 6P3, then okay, you imagine this is the start. So we start from 6, and then we count 3 numbers. So 6, like the factorial, so we just decrease the 6 by 1, so we get 5, and then times 4. So here we get 3 numbers. Then how about if that is 8P5, then you'll get start from 8, right? And then you get 5 numbers, so we're up to 4. So you get 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So let's get one more. How about 12C4? Okay, I think you get it right. So you start from 12, and then you get 4 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So actually, you get in general NPR if it is. Then you start from n minus 1, n minus 2. Then if you have n numbers, then you need to familiar with the skills, so you get n minus 1. This is the counting the numbers. Well, actually, we can also represent this in another notation. Okay, 654, right? So you just imagine it's 654. So finally, you get 6 factorial over 3 factorial. And similarly, okay, here we can have 8 factorial over 3 factorial. Actually, this 3 is come from 8 minus 5, which are these two numbers. So this one, you get 12 factorial over 8 factorial, and the 8 is actually come from 12 minus 4. And these two numbers. So you can imagine, okay, here you can also get n factorial over n minus r factorial. Okay, got it? So here are some notations. And now let's do 2 parts, okay, in quick practice 10.8. So if that is the case, okay, in real practice, usually we just count the numbers, okay, instead of we use n factorial over n minus r factorial. So 10p2, so we get 10 times 9. And then 2p2, then we start from 2, and then we get 2 numbers. Then it is, okay, 180. Then how about part B? Okay, part B, 12p3 over 6p2. Okay, then we can get 12 times 11 times 10. Okay, 3 numbers. And then 6 times 5, 2 numbers. So, you get this is 2, right? And then this is 2. So, 44, finally. And in calculator, you can also use this notation to find NPR. Okay? So, it is now for you to do some practice in the textbook. Okay? Thank you.